The man knelt before a small white gravestone, his hands trembling as they covered his face. The morning sun filtered through the oak trees, casting long shadows across the cemetery grass. His shoulders shook with quiet sobs. The words on the stone read, Hija Amada, Descanse en paz, beloved daughter, rest in peace. But what he didn't know, what he could never imagine, was that his daughter was there. She sat on a thick tree branch just behind him, watching silently, her legs swinging gently in the air. Her face was calm, her eyes filled with both sadness and love. She wished she could reach out, wipe away his tears, and tell him that everything was going to be okay. Before we dive deeper into this emotional story, take a moment to subscribe to our channel, Kindness Action. We share real and heartfelt stories that remind us of the beauty and power of kindness. Don't forget to like this video if it touches your heart, and leave a comment to tell us what kindness means to you. Tom Morales had always been a strong man. He worked long hours at the auto repair shop, often coming home with grease on his hands and exhaustion in his bones. But no matter how tired he was, he always made time for his daughter, Sophia. Sophia was just 10 years old, with curly brown hair and a smile that could melt even the coldest heart. She loved to draw, to bake cookies with her dad, and to feed stray cats that showed up near their porch. Tom often told her, "You've got the kindest heart, Sophie. The world needs more people like you." But one rainy night, everything changed. Tom was driving home after picking Sophia up from her friend's house. The rain was heavy, and visibility was poor. As they turned a sharp corner, another car slid across the lane. Tom tried to swerve, but it was too late. The sound of twisting metal and shattering glass filled the air. When Tom woke up in the hospital, his head was bandaged, and his chest ached. But none of that mattered. The moment he saw the doctor's face, he knew. His little girl was gone. In the weeks that followed, Tom's world turned gray. He stopped going to work, stopped answering calls, and barely ate. He couldn't stand to look at Sophia's room, still filled with her drawings taped to the walls. Every corner of the house whispered her laughter, her life, her love. But every Sunday morning, he went to the cemetery. He brought her favorite flowers, white daisies, and knelt by her grave. He would whisper stories about his week, tell her how much he missed her, and apologize over and over again. "I should have protected you, Sophie. I should have been faster." And each time, he cried until his heart felt empty. One day, as he sat by her grave, something unusual happened. A young girl, maybe 9 or 10, approached him. She had messy hair and wore an oversized hoodie. She looked shy but determined. "Sir," she said softly, "are you okay?" Tom wiped his eyes and forced a weak smile. "Yeah, sweetheart. I'm okay. Just missing someone." The girl nodded, her eyes filled with understanding. "I come here too," she said. "My grandpa's buried over there. When I feel sad, I talk to him. It helps." Tom looked at her for a moment. Something about her innocence reminded him of Sophia. He reached into his bag and pulled out one of the white daisies. "Here," he said, handing it to her. "Take this for your grandpa." The girl smiled and thanked him before running off. Tom didn't think much of it at the time. But a week later, when he came back, he saw something that made him pause. Next to Sophia's grave lay a small hand-drawn card. On it was a picture of a little girl holding a daisy, with the words, "Thank you for being kind." Tom stood there for a long time, staring at the drawing. It was such a small act, so simple, but it lit a spark in his heart that had been cold for months. He realized that even in his grief, kindness could still live. It could still heal. He started noticing other people at the cemetery, an elderly man visiting his wife, a mother tending her son's grave, a young couple bringing flowers for a lost friend. Every week, Tom began leaving small daisies not only for Sophia but for others too. A flower here, a gentle note there. Soon, people started leaving notes back. "Your flowers made my day. Thank you, whoever you are. You reminded me that love never dies." Meanwhile, on that same branch near Sophia's grave, her spirit watched. She smiled every time her father came, every time he helped someone else through their pain. She knew he couldn't see her, but she felt his love growing stronger again. One morning, as the sun rose through the trees, Tom placed a bouquet of daisies on Sophia's grave. I miss you, sweetheart, he said softly. But I think I finally understand. You wanted me to keep spreading the kindness you gave me. A gentle breeze rustled the leaves above, and for just a second, he thought he heard her laughter, soft, joyful, free. He smiled for the first time in months. From that day on, Tom started a small project in Sophia's memory. He called it Sophie's Daisies. He and a few volunteers would deliver flowers and kind notes to hospitals, nursing homes, and shelters around town. Each daisy carried the message, "You are loved. Be kind." The project grew quickly. People began sharing stories online about how a small flower had brightened their day. News outlets picked it up, and soon, strangers from across the country were sending daisies to those in need. Tom never took credit. He always said, "It all started with my little girl's heart." And maybe, somewhere beyond what we can see, Sophia still watches him, proud, peaceful, and smiling. Because kindness never dies. It moves from heart to heart, life to life, like sunlight breaking through the darkest clouds. So if you've ever lost someone, or felt your world go quiet, remember, love doesn't end. It transforms. And every kind thing you do keeps their spirit alive. Thank you for watching this story on kindness action. If it touched your heart, please share it with someone who needs a little light today. Let's keep spreading kindness, one daisy at a time.